Oh, here's why. A silly thing I did on my board here.
So it would have worked?
Yeah. Just a silly thing. I pushed the wrong button on my mixer board.
What do you want to do?
Oh, I'm on now.
Okay. Just leaving it?
Yeah, we'll leave it until the first break maybe or something. I don't know. We'll just leave it. I look better anyway.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I'm fine with not being on the tube.
I look good.
Strong.
I can hear myself, so that's all that matters.
I can hear myself.
I got a silky smooth voice.
Syllabus.
Oh shit, we're close here. Hold on. Mic check 1 2 3 4. Here we go. Test 1 2 3 4. That's on. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 3 4. All right, everybody should have me now. Let me know. Little audio technicalities going on here. Let me know if you're on here. Mobridge, Karen, Chuck, Mike, let me know. Drop me a message if you can, please.
I only see one online right now.
I see one too.
Which is me.
Oh, there's two. Mic check 1 2 3 4. Now we should have audio. Right? Hello. And whatnot.
We got audio.
We got audio. We're live? Yep. Okay, we're good.
We're good.
All right. Turn that thing off. That's going to mess me up.
I am. I'm going to leave video on so I can see the comments. But I turn the volume off.
All right. Karen's here. She's listening. Hopefully audio is better than the other webcam.
Mike Wagner, we are connected. Hey, fire.
Morning, Mike. No. We're on a different camera now, so that doesn't work.
Just enjoying it over
Much
here.
better. Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate that. All right. 10 seconds here. Stand by, guys. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors live on KFYR, Bismarck, North Dakota, KOLY, Mobridge, South Dakota, KGFX, Pierre, South Dakota, and everybody on YouTube. Good to have you guys along here. Appreciate you checking out my YouTube channel. We were attempting. All right, Jesse Flath is in the chair right next. We have actual in-studio guests today here at the ranch house.
Multiple.
And the rest of them, unfortunately, I only own an $8 webcam. So it didn't work, but so anyway.
$25,000 worth of radio equipment, one $8 webcam.
I have, that is absolutely correct. We're going to get there, though.
That's right.
We're working on this whole, I got the face for radio. So this whole YouTube stuff is a new thing for me. But anyway, Jesse is my first guest here. And the reason that I have in-studio guests is, it's that time of year where, branding is going on. And I attempted yesterday, and I am not going to curse the rain because it's very rare that we have rain in the Badlands in North Dakota. But I'll tell you this, it rained all day yesterday.
Yeah. It was raining at 5 a.m. when I left Hazen, and I didn't turn the wipers off till I got here, and didn't turn the wipers off until we went to the shop.
Yeah, and we just called the branding and said, you know what, we got other days around the corner, so we'll just have to go that route. But appreciate you guys coming out here and attempting to help brand anyway. So thank you very much. So we have in-studio guests here. We're going to talk to Jesse here a little bit. I don't know what about. I didn't line anybody up, so the phone lines are completely open. You want to talk about anything outdoors? What's on your mind?
Yeah.
My version that I originally started.
Yeah.
I brought it back, by the way.
You brought it back in about,
what
was the year, wasn't it 2011?
2011 with the big flood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, that was a wild year.
It was. 8889 Dakota. That's 888-932-5682. 888-932-5682 is the number here.
We can talk about anything.
Anything.
Branding to fishing to...
Fishing's coming up.
It is.
Okay, so
Dakota Walleye Classic.
No, way before that.
Before that?
I got it lined up. I'm going to Mobridge at the end of June.
Oh, you're going down to see Chemnitz.
Yeah, Brent Chemnitz. We got her lined up, and evidently I got to call him back because like 4 more people decided they want to come with.
Oh,
They heard the fishing is so good with Brent Chemnitz that you can't miss it.
the fish whisperer.
The fish whisperer.
Well, he did tell us he's got another guy. He can fill up 2 boats if he got enough people to come with.
He did say that, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
You know, another thing that he can do is we can actually look sideways with his side imaging
That was crazy
stuff that he had, his new technology that he's got.
It
didn't help you catch any more fish, but we could sure see a lot of them.
I hadn't been around that before, and that's especially down there. We were fishing and fishing the piers on the bridges, and that was a whole new experience.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
We caught a lot of crappie out of there,
Yeah,
didn't we?
Gene caught like a 14-pound clinker rock.
Yeah, he did.
We thought he had a whale on.
Yeah, we thought he had a big fish. And Brent thought he may have had a
dead body.
A dead body. It was fun.
You never know what you're going to catch down there.
He was there with his knife ready to cut the line.
He was going to cut the line. He was watching to see what was coming up from the murky below.
And the worst part is you had the rock right up to the boat, and we were going to keep that thing.
Yeah, we're going to mount that rock on the wall for Gene.
And it got away.
Yeah, it snapped right as I tried to net it.
It was a 20-minute pull. Yeah, it was.
I was tired.
It was like they were going for rockfish in Alaska. Just
it looked like I was reeling a marlin in the ocean there for a while. That poor Paul didn't know what was going on.
It's a good time though. Yeah. Brent does a nice job down there.
Yes, he does.
He always has top of the line equipment and good place to stay and the whole works. And Mobridge, I enjoy it. You know, when I was growing up as a kid, we used to go to Mobridge all the time for Christmas shopping.
Oh, that was your big city trip.
That was our big city trip. It was.
Yeah.
And they used to, I don't know, maybe they still do this. People in Mobridge, Karen, I know Karen's listening here, but they used to do live models on Main Street in the stores.
Oh, really? During Christmas
like
season?
they were mannequins,
Yeah.
type of thing. Yeah,
They were you and I getting paid.
they were just standing there. Yeah, and it was kind of cool because you walk up and down as a kid. You know, you walk up and down the street, and then you look at these models or what we thought were mannequins, but they did move a little bit.
Out.
Yeah, that was awesome. I don't know if they still do that or not, but it was pretty cool. As a kid, we used to do our Christmas shopping in Mobridge all the time.
Yeah,
but yeah. So anyway, what we need to do here, Jesse.
Yeah.
We had something pass the legislature this year that you were instrumental in helping get. And I can't wait. I wish it was sooner because I had a huge death loss in my calving this year.
Yeah.
And you were instrumental in getting the thermal and night vision, not only from North Dakota, had it from end of deer season in November till March 15th when ice shacks had to be pulled off.
Yep.
You had it stretched out a little bit longer. Give us the story a little bit.
Well, as what happened, we put a bill in on the House side, and another group of individuals put a bill in on the Senate side. And what ultimately ended up happening is those two bills kind of got combined. And the outcome of it was the availability to the public to use night vision and thermal with infrared or without pretty much year round.
Except for during deer season, right?
I have to go back and read it again. I haven't read the absolute final version, but the last version I saw, that is not restricted.
Right.
It's whenever the species is in season. Well, coyotes are in season
year round,
24/7, 365.
Yeah.
And there is some language in there that what Game and Fish was worried about was big game,
and poaching. I understand
rightly
that.
so.
Yep.
And they did add a section of language from another bill and from the existing laws out there to give some teeth to the law if anybody's caught using any of that night vision stuff for big game. You know, so it was a good thing. I think it was a great compromise. I did meet, I talked with Jeb Williams and his other staff members 3-4 times. I went down, testified a couple times, and went down and listened to a couple testimonies. And I think it came out better than I actually anticipated. I was just trying to extend it a little longer.
Right.
My original bill that I wrote with my representative still had a time restriction in there for big game, basically from the first day of antelope season, because that's one of the first ones to open,
like September,
through the end of deer season. And when it was all said and done, that went away, and it's kind of open year round now from the way I read it.
Right.
So it's going to make it the availability. There's some language in there that says a landowner or their agent. So, for instance, when you've been calving heifers for 26 and a half days straight, and you're waiting for them last 5 to calf, and you're having the situation that you had this year and you need a nap.
I had a serious situation this year.
You know, you can call me, I can come down and I can hunt coyotes at night for you without you being with me. You can be in the house taking a nap and I can be out hunting.
Right.
And that was another little gray area, an issue that I felt was there before, and that has been taken care of by this new version.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm looking forward to it because 15% death loss this year.
Yeah.
All due to predators.
That's ugly.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
And here's the thing is, okay, I still have a little bit of time. Actually, we'll wait till the other side of the break.
Okay.
All right, I'm not going to get on my soapbox until I have a soapbox to get onto.
I had 50% death loss last year.
Yeah, you did.
I was 1 for 2.
1 for 2 cows. Yeah. and here's the thing: 50%, whether you have 2 cows or 2,000, is still 50%.
That's right.
Loss.
It didn't feel very good.
It doesn't matter what happens on that point. All right, we'll have more coming up here. It's Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Once again, all across the Missouri River Plains and the Missouri River Valley and YouTube Live. Good to have everybody. I see a few more people. Subscribe to the channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio, and help me out just a little bit on the YouTube side. We'll be back more coming up after these messages.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. You can't find a better place. Joe's with me here. We're talking personal protection. I'll tell you what, Joe, everybody's looking for a good handgun. What do you have?
Oh, we pretty much got them all. We got the LCPs, we got the LCP with the laser, we got that little Taurus, we got the Bersa 380s, Caltech 9, Smith & Wesson 38s, Ruger 38s, with or without the laser. You get a Smith ultralight with the laser, with the short hammer if you want, or enclosed. You got Beretta. We got the new one, the Nano. We got the Colt Defenders in. Those are really nice. The new Ruger SR22. It might be 22, but it's still a good all-around gun.
Now, if you're tough enough to wear pink, I see a pistol on the side of your hip right now with pink handguards. What's up with that?
Well, that's pretty nice, but you have to be a real man to hold a pink one, but nobody will mess with you.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com.
Hi, everybody. Scott Bachmeyer is sitting here along with Andy Murdoch from Piper's Western Team. Andy, you have a lot of things coming up. Give us the lowdown.
Well, Scott, after a great spring land and equipment auction season, Piper's achieved outstanding results throughout the entire region, which brings a lot of confidence into the summer and fall. Piper's has a lot of great auctions on the books, including antique tractor collections, farm retirement auctions, and construction equipment auctions, all being offered this summer. And Piper's will once again be hosting the 2019 Great Plains Land Expo in Fargo, featuring nationally renowned speakers focusing on agriculture and energy, land investments in the Great Plains, and mineral management. As always, you can contact Piper's Western Team at 701-523-7366 or find all auctions at pifers.com.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton. Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer, and besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651. Every hour, hundreds upon thousands of prairie dogs are being shot, flying in the air all alone, waiting for someone to help. Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Please say that you'll be the answer to an innocent prairie dog who is being aimed at. An animal that needs your help right now. Please consider a monthly gift and adopt a prairie dog. For just $20 a month, I personally will rescue a prairie dog from the sights of a rifle with medical care, food, shelter, and love. Send your donation today, and I'll send you a picture of your adopted sod puppy. This is your chance to say, I won't sit by while a prairie dog can be adopted for such a small monthly donation.
In the arms of the angel.
That might get me kicked off YouTube.
That's awesome.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Adore Saturday edition all across the World Wide Web. And if you're watching on YouTube, I might get kicked off. Darren Munn says, I'll take 3 dogs. So for those that are listening on the radio and not online on YouTube, yeah. Nice prairie dog ad from Ivan Lardy.
Does anybody remember the poor Sarah McLaughlin TV ads for the what was it for? Some animal shelter.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, I have my own version. If you want to sponsor a prairie dog, you can just send me $20 and I'll be more than happy to take a picture and send you the prairie dog that you saved. Per month, $20 a month, by the way.
Yeah, if you're listening and you want to know what the heck we're talking about, when the show's over, go to YouTube, rewatch the show, fast forward to the first break.
It'll be played again here in 10 minutes. We're pushing the limits there, but anyway, all right.
Back to what your soapbox before the break that you were about to step up on.
What was I going to talk about? What was the soapbox like?
We were talking about the legislation that passed on night vision and
this whole
15% death loss.
Yeah.
And you were about to go off on a hot box and you pulled it in.
All right.
Way too much fun.
Yeah.
You just lost it.
We didn't brand yesterday, but we did have a lot of good food and good drink.
Oh man.
That's what we did. So that's why I'm a little bit lost for words right now. But anyway, 8889 Dakota, 8889 Dakota is the toll-free number if you want to call in and just talk about anything you want here. Clay Peterson is with me here. He came out for I want to say branding. He came out for branding, but we ended up not branding. So he's going to talk about the North Dakota lockout a little bit. Other than that, we're talking about the bill so we can hunt at night.
Yeah, hunt at night year round.
Now I remember what I was going to get on my soapbox about. So here's the thing about landowners in the North Dakota side anyway. I feel that we're restricted a little bit during calving season until this bill passes. I think July 1st. Is that when the governor is going to sign?
Yeah, because it wasn't an emergency declaration; it was just a standard bill. So whenever the bills take effect,
I think July 1st. But anyway,
that sounds close.
Can I adopt something? Okay, it's more people. They like the prairie dog ad right now. So far, people like the prairie dog ads.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's my issue with it is, so I was having some predator issues in my. I know. I see that. There's my hand on my webcam.
Just mugging people.
I'm on my soapbox. Here we go.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, I feel that the landowners were a little bit restricted. And here's how. They always say you can do anything you want
as a landowner
to protect your herd, except shoot coyotes at night or any predators for that matter. We can't snare. We can't trap during calving season. That's all outlaw. That's beyond the season. So what can you do? I felt like I was restricted. So I called the state trapper in, and the state trapper and we had a good discussion. He did a nice job. You know, we didn't get nearly enough coyotes pulled out of there, but anyway, he can snare and he can trap, but the landowner can't.
Okay.
I can't do anything to protect my herd in that sense. So so this night hunting bill that's hopefully going to be signed in and
well, and there
done
was
that way. It gives me another tool that I can use during calving season because I don't start calving my main cow herd until April 1st.
Right. You know, and there was some language in the Century Code that did give landowners somewhat of a carte blanche as far as if you have depredation, you could go as far as using actual spotlights the way I read it. But to find that language,
to find the language, not only that, but
it's just,
what if you get caught? It's your word against their word.
if you're
There's nothing
actually
protecting the landowner at all.
reducing depredation.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's the little bit of soapbox.
That was the kind of the push for me to get this changed. You know, is there going to be 5,000 people running around there outside night hunting? No,
probably not. It's expensive to do as night hunting setup.
Cheapest thing in the world to get into.
Right.
You know, borrowed my suppressor to a friend of mine that did the one night tournament with me this year. Between his gun, his night optic, and my suppressor, he was packing around about $7,000
easily.
You know,
yeah,
and he doesn't have the real high quality thermal, not the absolute best one you can get, but it's decent.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not for everyone, but at 15% death loss this year, how easy would it have been to pay for a thermal to try to?
It's $15,000 I lost.
There you go.
I'm already short 15 grand.
There you go.
You know, roughly.
So if
probably
you
a little bit more,
if you're in an area where you do have massive issues, that purchase of that night vision, whether you're going to go thermal and spend the big bucks or go to a digital night vision or something like that, it's hard to write that check. But when you really think of the losses that you might be able to take away, it gets pretty cheap in a hurry.
Yeah, it's a hard one to swallow right away to go and buy it. But
yeah,
I tell you what, branding is going to be a lot lighter this year.
Yeah,
when I finally get to brand next Saturday. Next Saturday, you guys going down or not?
I would think so.
He's going fishing. Oh, that's right. The Mirror
going
Lake
fishing.
Peterson behind you. He's going fishing. He's got a kids fishing derby over in Mirror Lake.
That's a good excuse.
It is a good one, and we'll talk about that when he comes up here. But anyway.
Is that on free fishing weekend? Don't know.
Probably.
There's that Lake Harmony, which you and I have fished north of Hazen. The Mercer County Peace Officers Association. They have what they call the Cops and Kids fishing tournament, and they hold it at Harmony Lake north of Hazen, and it's on the free fishing weekend, so no one has to worry about licenses. And they do a heck of a job. Pretty much every kid that comes there to fish, and I don't remember the age, if it's 14 and under or what the cap is on the age, until they run out, and they usually don't run out, every kid that comes to fish that tournament gets a fishing pole.
They do.
From the Mercer County Peace Officers Association. And they have a lot of door prizes. They have tackle boxes, bikes, all kinds of stuff that they either get donated or they go buy with. Like for me, my office, it's so hard to know what item to give.
Right.
Just give money. Give them 100,
Let them
200,
go buy their
300
own
bucks,
stuff,
and they go buy what they know they need. And it's a great deal. They get to the hot dogs and waters and pops for the kids. The kids get to meet game and fish people. They get to meet sheriffs and city police from Hazen and Beulah. It's a real great outreach thing.
Yeah. You know, it's important to get kids into that.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot of kids that probably would never grab a fishing pole and attempt it because their parents probably that's not their thing.
Yep.
And here it gives them a chance to get out there, especially when it's free and you get a pole and the whole works.
Yep. It felt good last year. My girls and I went out there and we've got fishing poles. We fish.
Yeah.
They did run out. They had a heck of a turnout and they kind of ran out of poles. And one of my daughters, she got a pole when we got there. We got there a little earlier and one of her little friends came and boy, was she bummed out because they don't have a bunch of fishing gear at home.
Right.
And I was pretty proud at that time. My Karina was 6 and she gave her free fishing pole to Lily because Lily didn't have a pole. That made me pretty proud. As a proud moment.
Darren says that the water's donated by Fastenal of Hazen.
Yeah, Fastenal. Darren is good at donating water. I'll give him that. If you've got an event going on in the Beulah Hazen area and you need a few cases of water,
statewide. if you have an event going on,
Call Darren.
Call Darren. He's going to give you water.
We'll put his cell phone number out there.
We'll put it on YouTube right now.
That's right.
I don't care what it is. He's going to give you water. He's going to donate it from Fastenal.
Poor Darren.
Is that a French company for nuts and bolts or what?
Fastenal?
Fastenal.
Like Chanel number 5. Oh, Mundo.
We got to have a good time
That's
once
right.
in a while. You bet. All right. Well, second half of the program, we're going to get serious.
Really? You're swinging for the fences with that statement.
You ever see those? Let's take it on a serious note. But we're going to talk about the lockout that's happening here. We're waiting for more people to message me here on the tube. Anyway, coming up here, more on the second half. Clay Peterson's going to join me. He's been instrumental in getting some people together about the North Dakota lockout after the Senate bill or
Failed legislation
pretty badly by 4 votes. So
it wasn't badly defeated, but it was
one
defeated.
vote is badly.
Yep.
Right. And we're going to talk about that. So anybody wants to chime in, you can sure do that as well here. It's coming up 888-9-DAKOTA, 888-932-5682 is the toll-free number. We'll have more coming up here after the half-hour break. Good to have you along. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. K-Fire in Bismarck, KOLY, Mobridge, KGFX, Pierre, South Dakota, and live right now on YouTube. Have yourself a good one. We'll be back shortly.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. You can't find a better place. Joe's with me here. We're talking personal protection. I'll tell you what, Joe, everybody's looking for a good handgun. What do you have?
Oh, we pretty much got them all. We got the LCPs, we got the LCP with the laser, we got that little Taurus, we got the Bersa 380s, Caltech 9, Smith & Wesson 38s, Ruger 38s, with or without the laser. You get a Smith ultralight with the laser, with the short hammer if you want, or enclosed. You got Beretta. We got the new one, the Nano. We got the Colt Defenders in. Those are really nice. The new Ruger SR22. It might be 22, but it's still a good all-around gun.
Now, if you're tough enough to wear pink, I see a pistol on the side of your hip right now with pink handguards. What's up with that?
Well, that's pretty nice, but you have to be a real man to hold a pink one, but nobody will mess with you.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com.
Hi, everybody. Scott Bachmeyer is sitting here along with Andy Murdoch from Piper's Western Team. Andy, you have a lot of things coming up. Give us the lowdown.
Well, Scott, after a great spring land and equipment auction season, Piper's achieved outstanding results throughout the entire region, which brings a lot of confidence into the summer and fall. Piper's has a lot of great auctions on the books, including antique tractor collections, farm retirement auctions, and construction equipment auctions, all being offered this summer. And Piper's will once again be hosting the 2019 Great Plains Land Expo in Fargo, featuring nationally renowned speakers focusing on agriculture and energy, land investments in the Great Plains, and mineral management. As always, you can contact Piper's Western Team at 701-523-7366 or find all auctions at pifers.com.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton. Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer. And besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651. Every hour, hundreds upon thousands of prairie dogs are being shot, flying in the air all alone, waiting for someone to help.
All your time waiting.
Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Please say that you'll be the answer to an innocent prairie dog who is being aimed at. An animal that needs your help right now. Please consider a monthly gift and adopt a prairie dog. For just $20 a month, I personally will rescue a prairie dog from the sights of a rifle with medical care, food, shelter, and love. Send your donation today, and I'll send you a picture of your adopted sod puppy. This is your chance to say, I won't sit by while a prairie dog can be adopted for such a small monthly donation.
In the arms of the angel.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition here across the Missouri River Basin. KFYR in Bismarck, KOLY, Mobridge, South Dakota, also KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota. And everybody listening on YouTube Live. Good to have you guys along with me as well. Clayton Peterson is with me here. He's a border guy. North Dakota, South Dakota border. Here, I've got to turn your mic up here a little bit.
There we go.
There you are. Hey, did you know South Dakota deer license applications are now open?
Yes, I did see that.
Paper deadline, they still do that.
They still do that.
Yeah, June 14th. Online applications due June 19th here.
Yep,
So
coming right up.
North Dakota is a week and a half.
Yes.
I think June 5th or 6th, somewhere in there. But
Yeah.
North Dakota is online only. Everything's online only.
Yep.
Yeah, June 6th. So, Clay, well, welcome to the program. Hey, welcome to the plush studios of Dakota Prairie Outdoors here at the Ranch
Yeah.
House. How about this?
And it's a sunny day today. How about that?
It is nice out, isn't it?
We haven't seen that for a few days.
Much different than yesterday, which I'm not going to curse the rain, but
no,
I can always brand another day. But it's hard to make hay when there's no water.
And I'd love to come join you next week. But yeah, we got, I promised my son, we got to do this little fishing tournament over there in Hettinger. So
What's going on here? What, a Mirror Lake fishing tournament? in
Yeah,
Hettinger? What's that
from what
all
I
about?
understand, Courtney from RZs and Colin there at Runnings, they got together and they decided they wanted to do something community minded, which is great, and get the
Yeah.
kids out there and get their parents out there. And so they're doing the first annual fishing tournament. They're calling it the Yankum and Crankum.
Yankum and Crankum.
Yeah, so I think it's a
What
great
kind of
idea.
fish are in Mirror Lake?
I believe there's catfish.
Really?
From what I understand, there's even some walleyes. They say got northerns, some panfish, and
Really?
unfortunately some bullheads, but they ain't so bad. And I know
I
that.
hear they taste good, is what I heard.
Yeah, I used to eat them years ago. We used to eat them; they weren't bad. But yeah, so it's
Back in the day?
back in the day. Yeah,
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Well, I wanted you came out here, and I appreciate that. So, 8889 Dakota is the phone number if you want to call in. 888-932-5682 if you're listening all across the Dakota Territory right now. And you are helping put the North Dakota lockout together. And a little, let's preview this by saying we had a private property rights bill that was voted down, I guess, by 4 votes. It missed it by 4 votes in the North Dakota side. And South Dakota, all land is assumed posted. And they've had that for years and years and years.
Yep.
And we've had a few people on the show talking about that. Has it hurt hunting and changed? It hasn't.
No.
That's just what they do. Montana, they have their own rules out there, and
Minnesota.
does too.
Yep.
Okay. And so anyway,
Yeah, it's not
it
a new
missed
thing.
it, but we've been trying. I know the Stockmen's Association has been working on this here for
Several.
8 years.
Oh, at
6
least
years?
that. Yeah, I think they said something like 7 times, which would be 14
years. Yeah. So it's been a long time.
And,
But anyway, it failed. So nothing has really changed on the North Dakota side of the border, except if you don't post your land, it's open.
is open.
Yeah,
Yeah, to anything.
Anybody can come on there and do whatever they want. So now you and a whole bunch of other people have started a North Dakota lockout thing. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, yeah, like you said, Scott, it was in response to 2315, and that bill, it went through the Senate, made it through the Senate, and when it got to the House,
That's
that's
right.
where things happened. And by the time they were done, and there was 9 different versions after
Yeah.
it finally went to the conference, after it was split on the House side, it just honestly, it was gutted. It was a start. It could have been a start. So we still were supporting it. 4 votes. I think that's the closest it's ever come.
Right.
And there's lots of parameters to that, but essentially, we only have one thing we can do as landowners. That's take control now ourselves. And that's kind of where the North Dakota lockout come about. And yeah, it was kind of an idea that started at one time. It was a different issue down in South Dakota, but it's the same premise. You're the landowner. We got to do something to take control of this and see where we can go in 2 years. And that is the end goal of this.
Well, you remember when South Dakota did this, or portion of South, I should say, Hardin
Big.
County, Perkins County, did
A lot of West River.
Corson County do it? I'm not
Pe-
sure.
Some people did.
Yeah.
It was a voluntary deal.
Yeah.
And it was because of open fields doctrine in South Dakota,
Right.
which back then that was a regulatory deal, essentially. And it said that game wardens could come onto your land with no reason, no probable cause, just to quote enforce wildlife laws.
Yeah.
And again, we've got an open fields issue up here in North Dakota too, which was addressed, but that's a whole new subject.
That went down too.
That went down too,
Yeah.
and we want to thank Luke Simons for
Yeah.
really bringing that to everybody's attention. So, there's a lot of private property issues out there, just not this posting mill, and this ain't about hunting, never has been. And we've said it over and over. This is about a private property owner's right to know who's on his land, his or her land.
I think it really started with the DAPL protests.
It did.
you
It
know, I
really
mean,
come.
when you're talking the Dakota Access Pipeline, of course, for people that don't know what DAPL stands for, most everybody probably knows because it was not only national news, but it was a big deal. I
huge,
mean,
yeah.
especially in your county where you live too. So, but now a lot of people don't realize this. When you came over here for branding and you drove past between Hettinger or Reeder and Scranton, there's a big pipeline storage facility.
Yes.
And right now, there's a lot of people that we don't know who they are, but they're inspecting the pipelines. They're inspecting the pipe
Right.
before and see, because it's been sitting there quite a ways.
Many,
you know,
many
I mean,
years.
and
Yeah.
the Keystone Pipeline, that's what this pipe is for, is
That's
the
what it's for.
Keystone Pipeline.
Yes.
And we have people now slowly coming in because they hear this pipeline is going to be happening. They're testing the pipe, they're inspecting it. And now we have all these people in our little quaint corner of the world over here
Showing up.
and trying to protest. Fortunately, the ones that went to Camp Crook, South Dakota, they got kicked out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to take this a little differently than the south of Bisman did.
Yes, they were prepared, and if anybody knows that area, it's like I always said. There's
Camp
South
Crook, you mean?
Dakota, there's East and West River, and then there's Hardin County,
And then there's Camp Crook.
and then there's Camp Crook, and they're very independent, very freedom-loving people, and they
and
shut
they
it
love
down.
to fight.
Oh yeah. It's
Never been to a place and you've never been and had a burger in Camp Crook without something happening. That's a fact.
Yeah, they're going to find that what happened in North Dakota with DAPL, when they go to South Dakota, it's a different world.
It is.
And the laws, and that's kind of where this leads. The protest laws or the private posting laws in South Dakota are very strong. You get caught on somebody's land down there, an array of things can happen, and there's teeth in it.
Yeah.
Unlike in North Dakota.
Trespass laws up here is kind of like a slap on the hand.
It really is.
Yeah. And even during hunting season.
Yep.
We witnessed somebody out there on private property, shot a deer, witnessed it, and nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened to him.
And I'll give you some insight from a state's attorney that they don't want to be mentioned, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But they were telling us that here's the situation. Somebody comes in and the situation was out of state hunters, and the case came before that state's attorney. But in reality, that person said, here's the deal. It's not worth going after them when they go back to Michigan. You can cite them because we're not going to extradite them back to North Dakota and go through that expense if they don't show. If they show up again next year, they don't even check it out. And what they'd like to see, and it was actually an interesting idea, is if we get this bill written, and we haven't written one yet, we're working on it, to include something in there that maybe if you're issued a citation, especially by game fish and parks, they got to have a record of it, right?
I would think.
That if there has been nothing done on that, they can't apply for a license the following
Right.
year. And I think that's a great idea that I
Great,
didn't
yeah.
really think about, and that might help curb some of this. That'll get your bad apples.
Right.
I thought it was a great idea, and I come from the state's attorney, and they're very frustrated because there's no way to really go after them. Not for the little misdemeanor crime that it is.
But it's not a little crime.
It's not to us, and we
Okay.
know that, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. Big
I know,
picture
I know.
thing.
In the big picture of things, it's fine to come out here to the ranch and walk and do whatever you want to do. But if I want to go into your place in your
Oh.
lot in town, it's a different thing.
Oh yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, there's ordinances protecting them people.
Yeah. Well, can we do this county side on the county?
You know, and that's being issue. You know, I know that one of your county commissioners is looking into that.
He was also here for the
Yes, he was.
somewhat branding
He's-
yesterday.
He's a great guy, and I'm really interested to see how this goes. I think they're on board to try it. When I was combing through the Century Code, I could see nothing in there that prevented it.
Yeah.
You got people out there saying, "Oh no, they can't do it." Great, show me it because I can't find it.
Right.
And if it is, then it is. But I would think that goes just separations of power. Your county has control of their county, I would hope. And if they want to try it, I think that's a novel test pilot, especially over the next 2 years to see what happens. So I'm watching to see what, and from what I understand, there's a couple other counties interested as well.
Yeah. So what have you been learning here with the group of people? I know you had a meeting, getting some folks together about this. Are you guys gaining momentum?
We are actually, it's kind of overwhelming. We are very thankful for the support we're seeing out there publicly. I'm comparing it to the old, when the Tea Party movement started, really didn't know how many people were part of it.
I don't drink tea.
And basically, we don't know how many people are probably really part of this move. It's a movement more than anything, but we're filing our paperwork, getting everything completely legal, our nonprofit status, all of that. And then we can really move forward. But,
So what's the organization's goal? What's your mission statement?
well, the mission statement itself is we are supporting agriculture and hunting heritages by protecting our inherent property rights.
Okay.
And it's a nice, simple, and it kind of encompasses everything. We do not want to have animosity and negativity. That's never going to work either. Everyone's got to kind of come together and work it out. They do. Otherwise, this is going down a road that's going to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to have to be give on the other side. People don't realize there was several meetings that took place over a course of a year, and the opposition got up and walked out because they come in. They didn't want to compromise. They didn't want to talk about it. They came in and said, do this, this, and this. And there was some give and take on the pro side of it. Nope, that wasn't good enough. Basically, they said, if you don't do this, then we're not going to talk.
Sure.
Okay, well, now we're going to lock you out. And that's how this kind of come about. I know that there was several people involved in those meetings that were pretty disappointed that no headway could be made.
Yeah.
And I think that's what brought 2315 and North Dakota Stockman. I brought that bill forth. And that's kind of the origins of it. And well, now we're here. It failed by 4 votes. Nothing's changed again.
Right. It's same as it always been.
And I think a lot of people on the opposition thought, oh, good, we got it. Another 2 years, we're safe. No, you're not. We're going to keep this in the public eye. We're going to move forth with it. And hopefully in 2 years, there's going to be some realization.
So are you seeing people actually locking their property out here? I mean, nothing has really changed if they've already posted it and they've done this over the last few years. Is it really changing anything?
Well, here's what I'm seeing. There's new people coming about within this. By the way, we've got our signs designed. We've got our proof out there. that we approved. So we should have signs in hand by next week, hopefully. And then we also have a printer they're trying to set up so that we can have a website link that you can go to and just order them directly from them. But we're seeing more and more new people come on that never posted their land. They're
Right.
upset. And they said, something has to be done. We got to take a stand. We got to get involved. Those that already post, like we've always posted our land because we have to.
Right.
I want to know who's there. And we've made this so it's an access restricted. We're leaving it up to each individual landowner to do as they want to do. Some people are going to lock it down tight. Great. That's their right to do so. It's their private property. Our place, I guarantee you, us and the family are going to be hunting it.
Right.
I'm not going to punish myself. Some people may let other people come in if they ask and they're good friends. I know some of them said pretty much if they're a stranger and I don't know them, it's locked down until this changes.
So here's a text message comes in, and kind of a good point here. It says, I'm going to play devil's advocate, right? So if more laws and penalties such as gun control and higher fines for speeding and DUI don't reduce violations of that law, why all of a sudden would it work for trespass laws?
Great question. And
Very good point. Very good point.
We're doing what I used to do. We always got asked that. And I kind of look at it, yeah, well, murder is illegal too. Lots of things have laws and it doesn't stop them. So should we make them legal?
Right.
You got to have some kind of a recourse for anything that is basically a crime upon an owner or a person themselves.
Yeah. You got to think about it though. I mean,
well,
those people that are law abiding probably won't do this anyway. The ones that are intentionally trespassing or shooting a deer or poaching something off somebody else's land, they're still going to do it, but they only get a slap on the hand anyway. Yeah. It's not like they're going to lose their hunting license, which would kind of have a little bit of teeth into it.
There's always going to be inherent people out there that are going to break the law. I mean, lawbreakers are lawbreakers. But you take even the legal hunters, they can come on anybody's land, and they do it. They even created a term for it called freelance hunting. Are you crazy? That's road hunting. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know it's different east versus west. Always has been.
And yeah, with our federal land out here. Jesse, yes. He's coming up here behind you on the mic here.
One thing we have to remember is this isn't just about hunting. One of the issues that person asked about is what difference is it going to make? For instance, when the Dakota Access Pipeline protesters were raising Cane in southern Morton County, they found out in a hurry that even when they did get arrested and taken to Mandan and processed, the fine was nearly nothing. Right. And once they found that out, there was nothing to stop them people from just going wherever they wanted. So part of the problem is there is no teeth to the existing laws. So that's a big deal here. And it's not, I know this has turned into a hunting situation, but that is not what it's all about.
No, especially when you're down in this area. Another text comes in and says, if convicted, you lose your hunting rights. I think that would be kind of a good little thing to have
convicted.
There.
And
if that's the thing. It depends on the prosecutor, and they're like, well, why convict? Well, let's just slap them on the hands and go.
In the hearings, we actually had, Game Fish and Parks gave neutral testimony and was giving those stats. There was very few convictions. Well, it ain't because there was very few violations. It's hard to ask any state's attorney in the state. They'll tell you. Even the sheriff's like,
right.
It's so hard to get a conviction. And then basically it is a slap on the wrist, especially, and this ain't just about hunting. Like Jesse said, it's a private property trespass. That meaning anybody could come across your land if it's not posted and hike. They could come across your land and ride their mountain bikes. They can do anything on your land and treat it like public land. And there's the problem.
Right. Another text is, he said, that's exactly right. It's up to the state's attorney, and most of them are lazy. I don't know about that, but
I don't know about
the text
that.
Is. That is a strong statement.
I can tell whoever that is. Some may be, but I can tell you right now, some of them try. They try hard, but they can't get the convictions because the law is so vague.
Right. Well, on a bright side, because we're up against the clock anyway, on a bright side, the sun's out. We didn't have to wrestle calves yesterday, but
we didn't get to wrestle.
We didn't get to wrestle. We had the opportunity to drink Pendleton.
Yes.
Some great food prepared by your wife.
I mean,
We had some
Yeah.
good conversations, good friends, good. It was
That's
just
what
a
it's
good
about,
time. So I
you know.
guess you look at it this way, even though we didn't get to wrestle calves, we got to see a lot of great people and
Absolutely.
and have a good time.
And some mud fights.
And some mud fights. Yeah.
Nobody videoed that, but it was pretty funny.
My
There's
phone
good
was
stuff.
dead.
Oh, everybody says their phone's dead. Whatever.
Mine was.
We have 1 gig internet out here in the middle of the Badlands, but you don't have a phone charger. Shocker.
Not in your shop. I didn't have it out there.
That's your fault.
Yeah.
Your phone went dead because of that. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in here. We have another branding today, tomorrow. I have brandings like next 9 days straight, including my rescheduled one. So we have to do that too. What do you got going on over there?
No,
Somebody upset on us. They're texting you and they're mad.
no, this was just a buddy.
Oh, was he
Like an-
sitting right behind you and he texted you?
Well,
because he
that's
couldn't
why I
talk
had
to you?
to. That's why I had to look
like
over there. But
10
no.
feet away. Okay.
Like teenagers today.
Everybody's on their phones, right?
Yeah.
Well, technology sometimes is a pretty good thing,
Yes.
including here. Appreciate it, Clay. Thanks for coming on the program. You have
Yep.
yourself a good day. We'll have a safe drive home on the muddy roads, and we're glad to have mud here in the Badlands. I'll guarantee that. So, Jesse, appreciate you coming on. Master John's over there. We didn't have a chance to get to him, but we will. You know, that's all coming up here shortly too here. Thanks for tuning in. Dakota Prairie Outdoors daily show here. You can catch that on any of the stations you're listening to right now. Plus, you can find it on dakotaprairieoutdoors.com. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio, every Saturday morning. We're right here, live and local. Have yourself a great day. Enjoy it.